Every single musician and recording artist should be utilizing the 3 pillars of digital marketing: creating organic content, advertising, and email. But the problem is, most artists get stuck at level 1 of just creating content, or they supplement that for just running ads and create no content. And very few artists are actually using email effectively. So rather than getting stuck at the starting line, let's talk about how we can evolve from just posting a few things on Instagram to actually having a full-fledged marketing funnel that kind of runs on autopilot. Now, the foundation of succeeding as a brand new artist, or even an artist who's been around for a while but kind of wants to change your game a little bit, is creating content online. Now, most artists, really most artists, don't even do this at all. They'll release maybe 1 or 2 songs a year, throw up an Instagram story when the track comes out that says "listen now," and then sit back and wait for the streams to roll in. But of course they never do, because nobody really knows about your music. So you have to start by creating content consistently on the internet. This is the world we live in, whether you like it or not. Personally, I'm not really a huge fan of it. I kind of hate that I have to create content all the time online. Sometimes I wake up and there are days that I don't want to do that, but I do understand how the game is played, and I know that if I can create content every single day, that will work to my benefit. This is a 2-part thing here. There are 2 reasons for this. Number 1, you kind of have to find your voice. What I like to talk about, what my voice is online, is not going to be what your voice is. And the second thing is you have to figure out what your audience actually enjoys seeing from you. So again, what my audience likes to see is not going to be what your audience likes to see. So you're trying to find the overlap there. What do I do? What do I enjoy? What am I good at? What do people want to see from me? The best way to do that is to post a lot of content. Try things, test things, figure out what works. When you start to see engagement on a certain content type, lean into that a little bit more. Continue to pull on that thread. If it keeps working, you know you've found something. If you're getting crickets the whole time, then you know that's not going to work and you need to try something else. But if you do this for long enough and you keep creating content consistently, posting stuff all the time, you will figure out what works for you and for your audience. You'll find that overlap. And then you can move on to the second step, which is boosting your winners for engagement. Now, boosting existing posts on really any social platform is a pretty straightforward process. They make it very easy with just boosting buttons, or even within an ad platform, which is my preferred method, to actually use existing content as an ad and boost it for either engagement or reach or just awareness or video views or whatever else. You can choose a number of objectives, but what you can do is you can take a piece of content you've posted that has already performed well for you. You can repurpose that as an ad and then basically put your star player in the game even more and extend that reach out beyond what you might otherwise have gotten organically. Now, if you're killing the game on social media and you're getting hundreds of thousands of views on every single thing you post, this is probably not a step you really need to worry about. But if you want to kind of supercharge your growth, if you're just starting out or you still haven't kind of figured out your way yet with the content thing, and you do have a few winners, let's boost those, get them out to more people and put them to work so that people are seeing your stuff, learning about you every single day. Now, those first 2 steps of actually making content and boosting posts using ads are all about generating awareness. You're just trying to get people to know that you exist. If they don't know you exist, they're never going to listen to your music. Most artists get stuck in this spot. That and then this next one, which is actually promoting your music on Spotify or other streaming platforms. This is kind of the ceiling where most artists get focused. It's like, I have to post a lot and then I have to try to get some streams and then I get stuck in that cycle. Now, if you do that really well, then yeah, you can make a living off of streaming income. But we all know that streaming payouts are pretty low and the odds of that happening overnight are statistically almost 0 unless you have a song that absolutely blows up. So even if you are going to make your money off of streaming, which is possible, it's going to take some time of doing steps 1 and 2 before you get there. But this is an important step nonetheless. You have to send people to your music. If you're an artist, this is your primary objective, realistically, online on social media. I'm kind of the belief that every social media profile or every person via their social media channels should kind of have one basic objective that you're trying to funnel people toward with your content. And that should ideally be the link that is in the bio of all of your profiles, whether that's Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever else. You want to send your content out into the world, get that content to pull people into your profile so that hopefully they'll follow you, but also they'll read your bio and they'll see that link and they'll know exactly what they're supposed to do. And as a musician, as an artist, hopefully that bio says, listen to my music, here's the link. But in addition to that, You also want to be running paid ads if you have the budget to do that, to send more people to Spotify, etc., more frequently. Now, you can do this one of two ways, kind of both ways. You can just target a cold audience of like similar bands and genres and affinities and things that people like that are affiliated with your music. If you've discovered that sort of feeling that you're tapping into with your songs, like if you make sad songs and you're kind of leaning into that, if you make happy party songs, you're kind of leaning into that, you can target similar affinities that sort of align with that emotional objective with your ads. Or you can retarget people. So you can take all of that information that you've gathered, all those people you've gathered with your organic content and boosting stuff for awareness, and you can create audiences and retarget those specific people to send them to Spotify to listen to your music. This is also a highly effective way to get more listeners if you don't have a ton of time to make content or just want to leverage your money because you have a little bit more to invest into this. So we have steps 1 through 3. And the third step is where we usually peter out. We get stuck in that feedback loop of making content and sending people to Spotify, and that's it. And we end up not making any money, and then we get dejected, and then we get kind of frustrated, and then we're like, well, this is stupid. I'm going to stop doing this. And it's unfulfilling. So let's talk about step 4. That is getting the email addresses of people who have engaged with your content and have listened to your music. Now, obviously, we can't target people directly on Spotify to try to get their email address, not with any sort of like reliability, certainly not using Spotify's ad platform. But what we can do is we can retarget anybody who is engaged with our content on social media. Pick your platform. It can be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. Any ad platform is capable of doing this. You can retarget people who have engaged with your content. You can serve them up an ad, and you can give them something for free that they want. In our world, that would be something like a free download, or maybe like a collection of songs is a free download. So you can be like, here's my most popular song on Spotify. You can have it for free. Or you can be like, here are my top 5 favorite songs I've ever put out. You can have those for free. Here are some instrumental versions if you want to target, say, like video creators. Like you can use my music in your content. Here it is for free. Anything that you think has value that they would want, which odds are it's going to be your music, give them that in exchange for their email address. Now, this type of campaign is a little bit trickier to set up than your sort of send them to Spotify or boost a post type of thing. But once you get it set up, this can run in the background on autopilot, constantly creating new leads for you. This is a lead campaign, getting new email addresses from people that then become part of your network that you can access without relying on the algorithm to do so. This is what we want. This is how we start a business off of this, by generating leads that we then want to turn into customers, which is step 5. So we're going to take email and we're going to use that to passively sell to people every time we release new music. Now, I will go ahead and tell you, developing an effective email strategy of what to talk about, what to email people about, is entirely up to you. This is a highly personal thing. You have to figure out what it is you want to talk about, what you want to write about, what your audience wants from you. I will tell you that maybe emailing a little less, but higher quality rather than more low quality is the name of the game here. With content online, you want to post as frequently as you can. Like if you can post every day, do that. With email, if you send me an email every single day, I'm going to unsubscribe. I don't care how good it is. Don't do that. Send me an email once a week maximum, maybe even once a month. As a musician, like unless you're really like giving a lot of additional value outside of your music, I feel like once a month is probably plenty as an artist. And also, don't use every single email to sell. Now, if you send me an email once a week, this is me talking, right? Personally, if you send me an email once a week and it's like, buy my merch, buy my merch, buy my merch, buy my merch, I'm also going to unsubscribe because nobody likes to be overly sold to. What I would enjoy seeing, and my guess is what you would enjoy seeing, is some inside peeks at what's going on with an artist that you've subscribed to. Like if I'm going to subscribe to an artist's email address or email marketing thing, whatever, newsletter, that's the word. If I'm going to subscribe to that and an artist sends me like, hey, here are the stems for my recent track if you want to play with them and check them out. As a musician myself, I would love that. If I were a non-musician, which is kind of tough for me to get into that headspace, but if I were, and they were like, here is 250 words about what this song is about, what inspired it and why I wrote it. Just wanted to give you an inside look. This is exclusive to this email newsletter. Nobody else gets to see this but you. I would think that was really cool. If at the bottom of that, there was a little banner that said, also, I have merch for sale if you want to support what I'm doing, I'd probably click through on that. And then if I got a code once a month that said, hey, 10% off of everything in the store for the first 10 people. I'd probably jump on that pretty quick. And of course, that in addition to, hey, I have a new song out. It's Friday. The song is out now. You can do pre-save stuff if you want to. Pre-save stuff is kind of pointless, in my opinion. I've never seen it work very well. I just don't really think it's worth the time. But if you want to do that, if you have 50,000 people who are subscribed to your email list and you shoot out a pre-save link, it's probably going to help a lot on day one. But if you have 50 people, it's probably not going to make a huge impact, right? So use your best judgment there. So you could send out a pre-save thing the week in advance, like, hey, my song's coming out next Friday, pre-save it. And then day of, you can send out an email that says, my track is out. Here's a link to do that. And then at the footer or at the bottom of every email, and also here's merch so you can support what I'm doing if you want to. But it's a passive sell. You're just kind of reminding people that this is an option. You're not telling them buy now. You're not saying you got to do this. Just reminding them it's an option. It can be merch. It can be digital downloads. It can be concert tickets. It could be special event passes. It could be tickets to like a paid live stream. You could start a paid community. There are 1,000 different ways you can monetize this, right? But this is an effective way to monetize what you're doing and build a business off of this so that you have a little bit more longevity rather than getting stuck on the hamster wheel of the content game, spending all your money on ads, boosting posts in countries you'll never go to and don't want to find fans in, or just trying to get people to Spotify and losing money that way. So if you can build out this 5-step kind of funnel here, a lot of it runs on autopilot. You develop systems and habits that allow you to effectively post content every single day. If that's what you're after, your ads run in the background. You switch them out when new releases come out, this, that, and the other. This is a system that will allow you to scale and actually build something beyond just like running as fast as you can and trying to play catch up and getting stuck at that level where I would say probably 99% of especially independent artists get stuck all the time. So that's it for this video. I appreciate you spending a little time with me today. If you did enjoy this one and you want to go deeper with topics just like this every single week via email, then I hope you'll subscribe to my newsletter, The One Thing. Every single week, I send out one idea that I am either testing or trying myself to succeed as an independent artist, content creator, and entrepreneur in the digital age. So if you do want to subscribe to that, I will leave a link to do so in the description of this video. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.